So what's it like playing a 70-year-old man?
Ha! Not hard. Not a hard leap for me, actually. I sometimes feel like a 7-year-old man, but no, it was kind of cool. I mean, technically, I'm not really playing that because it's very quickly into our film we realized that this guy's dealing with two separate kind of consciousnesses at once, and that's a struggle. So.
And you're not actually like imitating Ben Kingsley, are you? When
No.
you're first when he first makes the transfer.
No, not at all. I mean, we talked a little bit about that, and we worried that it would just end up being kind of distracting because we so quickly lose that anyway. Mark starts to take over, or at least inhabit part of this guy's psyche, and it's a little too challenging, I think, to try to pull that off in a realistic way. You know?
Do you consider yourself a big science fiction fan?
I guess so. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a science fiction aficionado at all. I mean, there's definitely been some profoundly amazing science fiction films in the past, and the ones that I love. But no, I wouldn't say like I'm the biggest science fiction nut. No.
Do you think this kind of thing, the shedding, is viable, or could you see it happening in the future? I mean, how far off do you think this kind of thing is?
Well, there's some compelling science behind it that would suggest that this is actually something that would be possible at some point, but I hope it never is, because it sounds just absolutely miserable. I don't know why anybody would want to, go slug their way through an entire life and then just do it all over again.
Yeah, it'd be confusing too.
By the time you're 80 or 90, you've earned fucking death. It's yours. It's yours to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met Tarsem, of course, the director of this, and he's quite an interesting fellow.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about working with him?
Yeah, no, he is a really interesting guy, and he's one of those guys that I can't imagine ever actually at rest. I can't picture him actually sleeping or lying down. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen him sitting down. So he's a high energy guy, and he's incredibly visually motivated. I mean, he's a guy that's done, obviously The Cell is for me is one that stands out as like an incredible visual masterpiece. But no, I really enjoyed working with him. I enjoyed hanging out with him too.
Of course, you're about to go to Comic-Con with Deadpool. That must be
yeah.
exciting. Are you excited about that?
It is exciting. It's a bit of a pinch me moment, only because it's been 11 years in the fucking making. I can't believe that we're finally here and we get to go and actually sit down and talk about this movie.
And with that, what makes that, I mean, if you could sum it up, I'm sure it's hard, what makes that character just so special and important to you?
Well, I mean, for starters, he inhabits a space in the comic book universe that no other character has or will ever inhabit, So that I love. For what he makes, there's so many reasons he's special to me. I mean, I feel like he's kind of like a brother from another mother in some weird ways, I've always been able to kind of channel Wade Wilson, even when I wasn't playing Wade Wilson. I've done it in movies.
Right.
So, it's a kind of a privilege to actually to see that the long con actually pay off for once. It's 11 years in the making. Here we are.
And could you see yourself playing him 2, 3, 4 movies down the road?
I would love that, but that's the movie's at rated R, and that's those are tricky properties to deal with. It's gonna come down to the fans supporting the movie and ensuring its survival and success on it to the other ones, because there's so much great story to cover with that character.